Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Crochet by Katie Humes. Today we're going to be making the puff stitch together. So I have Minty Yarn, Red Heart with Love for this tutorial. You can use any yarn you want. And I'm going to be using a 5mm crochet hook, but again you can use any hook you want. This is just to show you how to make a puff stitch. So the only time I've really made a puff stitch is when I did a hat with the puff stitch, and it looked really cute. So I'm going to show you the exact technique I used to make that hat. So first we're going to make a slip knot. Insert your hook, and we're going to chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 11, 12. Alright, so now we have our chain of 12. To make this puff stitch, what we're going to be doing is a 3 double crochet puff stitch. You can make this stitch from anywhere from 2 to 6 stitches into the stitch, but today we're going to learn how to do it with 3. So if you want a bigger puff, then use 4, 5, or 6. After 6 you're getting a little too many. So we're going to be working in the 4th chain from the hook today for our very first stitch, and when we turn it'll be the 4th chain from the hook. So that is 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, set this over here. Alright, so you're going to yarn over and insert your hook into that 4th chain from the hook. Yarn over and pull up a loop, and now you should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. Now this is the difference between the bobble stitch and the puff stitch. The bobble stitch, which we learned last week, we did not pull through 2. You just keep inserting. But now what we're going to do is yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's our second one in the puff, and we have 3 loops on the hook now. And for the third one, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. So you always do that yarn over, pull through 2 for the puff. For the bobble, there was no pulling through. There was no yarning over and pulling through 2. So now we have 4 on the hook. Now you yarn over and pull through all 4. And that's the part, like I said, if you want to put more stitches in there, you can go all the way to 6. So we're going to put a double crochet in between. This is how I did my hat. And it was not my pattern, the hat that I did a while ago. So go ahead and do a double crochet in between the puff. And then another puff. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And repeat that 2 more times into that same stitch. Yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now for our third one. Uh-oh, I went from the wrong side of the yarn here, so it's getting tangled. Whoopsie! Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you have 4 chains on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 4 to create that puff. Now into the next stitch, put a double crochet, and then another puff. I'm going to continue this pattern all the way to the end of the row, our end of our chain. Double crochet in the next stitch. I'm going to do this puff stitch with you a little slower again, just so that we get the idea of the puff. So yarn over, insert into that stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So this is, you're doing half of the stitch. You're not completing the whole double crochet yet. Then yarn over, insert it back into that same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You'll have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you have 3 loops on the hook. yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. Now you have 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and now you have 4 loops on the hook, and that's the end for the 3 in the puff. Yarn over, pull through all 4. Just make sure that you're pulling through 2 each time. Alright, and it looks like we're going to end on a puff stitch here. So we're going to have a double crochet and then one more puff right here. Alright, 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, pull through all of those. Now, for my hat, what the pattern had me do was chain 1, and the only reason I'm saying that is because that's the only example I have of when I used this stitch. The bobble, you can kind of manipulate the bobbles and push them back and forth, but the puff stitches really stick to one side of your pattern. So what it had me do was do single crochet row in between each puff row. So we chained up 1, you go down into your first stitch and just do a single crochet across the entire row. And if you don't remember how to do a single crochet, it's just you insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Insert, yarn over, pull through 2. So just do a single crochet row all the way across your very first row of puff stitches. And you could do this for a blanket, you could do this for any pattern you want. Really the only example I have when I've used it was for the hat, and the hat was very cute. Alright, so that gives you a row in between your puffs. You could even do a slip stitch row if that's too. You just need a row that will give you these chains to work into. So I did a single crochet, but you could do a slip stitch as long as you get chains to work into. Now we're going to turn our work and chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. And that gives us the 4th chain from the hook. So 1, oh, sorry, that's really hard to see probably. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you chain up 3, and then go ahead and put your puff. You can put your puffs right on top of each other when you put that row in between. You could also do this for the bobble, the one we learned last week. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, back into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, back into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through 2. Alright, now you're going to yarn over and pull through all 4. And then, again, put that double crochet. Now, you can see my puff stitches will be lining up right directly on top of each other. If you do not want them to line up on top of each other, start the round. I'll show you. We'll take all of that out. Start the round on a double crochet. Or just, so this would count as your double crochet. Skip that first one. So when you chain up 4, that would count as your double crochet right there. And then skip this first chain and work your puff into this chain space right here. That would give you a pattern where they were not right on top of each other. And then you make your puff, and then right on top of that puff you would be putting in your double crochet. So that gives you that pattern where they're not right on top of each other. It looks cute either way, it's just your own personal preference. So there's 2 ways that you can make the puff stitch second row, and just whatever you're working on, if you want them to, so see how these don't line up? They kind of go crisscrossing. So anyway, the pattern that I used though, they went right on top of each other, and that was also very cute. So alright, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on the puff stitch. Again, it is very similar to the bobble stitch. If you liked this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you like my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. You have a wonderful day. Bye!